Hey y'all, it's your girl Jada J. So this episode, listen, I'm gonna say this: there was not a lot of scenes, but the scenes that we did got, they were very juicy in detail. Everybody, and next week, I think Tyler has got us ready for next week. So this was a pre-finale episode. I think this was acceptable. Okay, now of course, Eddie needs to die. Okay, along with Rusty, I think we just have both of them on the chopping block. You just bring in the guillotine and you just, you know what I mean? That's what I'm getting from Mr. Rusty. And I swear when he said tell Randall to tell the truth, he said tell the truth, boy. Did y'all get that too? Anyway, I was hating Rusty even more than usual tonight. I was hating. Were you guys in that space too? I was hating. And Eddie, I just don't think it can get any worse. I hate Eddie. Okay, just he needs to go ahead and just something. I don't like I said, the guillotine is still, we haven't crossed that out yet. But get him something. Get him something. Strap him down to a bed and give him injections or something. You know what I mean? We're over him. Anyway, sorry you guys. How y'all doing tonight? This is If Loving You Is Wrong, Season 5, Episode 10. Every minute counts. Okay. So we open up. Where do we open up? At the hospital. We just found out last week where Marcy found out. Well, I knew already. I was telling y'all. You know what I mean? Anyway, sorry. Marcy is pregnant. So we open up there, you guys. The doctor telling Marcy, okay, you are in bad condition, but it's not too late. I think we can get this under control. But you gotta take it easy. You gotta be very careful. And Marcy is still in her shock mode. What? I'm pregnant? And these scenes went kind of long, you guys, but they were really, we needed everything. Except a couple things. But we needed it. We needed it. So she goes, she's like, wait, what? I'm pregnant? She's like, yeah, She goes, well, how many months am I? She goes, I'm not sure. She's like, you don't know? She was like, pretty much, no, I didn't even know I was pregnant. She was like, oh, well, I don't know that, but I know you're pregnant. She was like, you're sure? She goes, yes, that's the one thing I know for sure is that you're pregnant. And she goes, but she was like, you're not happy about this? I was told I couldn't have children. She goes, well, try telling that to the baby inside you. And so she's just like, how did this happen? She goes, you don't know how this happened? And she was like, she goes, no, I know how it happened, but, she's stuttering. I'm doing it for her. So, stammering a little bit. I liked it. It was very real to the scene. She's like, I know how it happened. I'm just saying. I was told I couldn't have children. She goes, well, tell the person who told you that. Send them a freaking picture of the baby girl because you are pregnant. All right. So she goes, are you really not happy about this? She's like, I just have a lot going on. She goes, well, we could have you talk to a counselor, right? She's like, no, I have to go. She's like, we could really send a counselor down for you. She's like, no, I have to go. My husband is in trouble. I have to go. She still calls him her husband. I guess legally it's true, and we know she's still in love with Randall. And I think that's believable. I'm not upset with that. I'm really not upset. It's only believable, So, yes, she's still in love with Randall. And she's like, my husband is in trouble. I have to go. And it was basically just back and forth. I'm leaving. I wouldn't legally advise that, but I can't stop you. I can't legally stop you. Okay, so can I have my things? Yep, they're on the way. She goes, are you sure you want to do this? Your blood pressure is really high. You could have a stroke. Like I'm telling you, you're in no condition to leave. Because then she goes, I gotta go. She goes, not for a while. Like you need to rest. You're not. She goes, we can't discharge you. She goes, but you could sign yourself out. And she goes, all right, can I'm leaving. Can I go? She goes, Marcy, please, I'm asking you to think about this, Miss Holmes. I would not legally advise you to leave. You're not in the best condition. She goes, you're putting that baby in danger. And Marcy's like, yes, I'm still going. She goes, I'm asking you, just think, please. It was just that. And she's like, you're putting that baby in danger, right? You know what you're doing. I'm telling you. So she's like, yeah, I'm leaving. You know what I mean? She goes, I'm fine. She keeps telling her, no, you're not. According to vitals and blood pressure, you ain't fine. Okay. So she goes, where are my things? They're coming. That's the end of that scene. So then we switch. By the way, I want to say this. Did y'all see the little clip they did for the Haves and Have-Nots? They didn't give us any scenes or anything, but it looked like I was already scared. Like just, it looked, I can't even do it. The red little caper, what was that? Amazing Grace, everybody? That was fantastic. Like, that was the episode tonight. Was that? No. That was, I can't wait. Anyway, So then, January 3rd, everybody. So then we switch to Kelly. She's at Alex's house. Brad comes in. Kelly's, just, okay. And Brad's like, oh, hey, Kelly, how are you? She's like, oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. She's like, how are you? He goes, rough night, was in jail, whatever. And, at the station. And then she's like, oh, yeah, right. And he goes, what's wrong with you? And because she's backing up, she looks kind of scared. She's like, nothing. He was like, you still think I did it? And I wrote, what did I write? I wrote the lies. Look at that. I can't, wait. Where is it? Right there. If you can read my handwriting. I wrote the lies because remember? Oh, wait. Oh, what's going on with my camera? Okay, sorry about that. I wrote the lies because y'all remember when it was Esperanza, the enchilada, trying to tell Marcy, girl, calm down, because they found out he got a lawyer, and they're like, oh, he might be guilty. Esperanza was trying to tell Marcy, no, girl, if you don't want to get railroaded by the system, you need a lawyer, especially as a minority. She meant to add that in. And Kelly was just like, girl, I don't know, but if he wasn't guilty, why would he need a lawyer? And just, well, think about it. He is mad at Randall, and he wasn't too happy that Alex was pregnant. So I wrote the lies because then when he said that, when he was like, you think I did it, didn't you? She's like, no, I knew you were innocent the whole time. The lies. Okay, she lied. It was all a lie. Okay. So he goes, oh yeah, that's why you're backing away from me and acting really scared. And I wrote frightened right there. What's wrong? Yeah. And then she, backing up. First she goes, no, everything's fine. I kind of think it was that mixed in with being psyched out by Travis. So, yeah. So, she's backing up. Whatever. She's like, no, I'm fine. He's like, okay, where's Marcy? She's like, well, actually, she was at the hospital. He's like, what? She goes, yeah, she was at the hospital. She fainted. She's fine and everything, but it was a big deal, pretty much. And so he's asking, he goes, oh, is she okay? Yeah, she's fine. Marcy comes in. She's like, yep, she's fine. And he's like, are you okay? And she's like, I should be asking the same thing because we know she kind of gave him up for something he didn't do. And so he kind of walks away. He's like, I'm fine. And Kelly goes, did you eat anything? She goes, when's the last time you ate? She's like, I don't know. She's like, I'm going to fix you something. She goes, no, I'm really okay. She goes, no. You just fainted, girl. Sit down. Let me get you something. So Brad is in the cut. And she says, I'm sorry about, all this. And he goes, you're sorry. No, she goes, I'm sorry. He goes, you're sorry about what? She goes, I'm sorry about all of this. And he goes, no. He goes, what exactly are you sorry for? And I wrote Kelly. I wrote she annoys me. Look at that. Look. See, you guys, I wrote all this because she was, I can't even find it. There it is. Yeah, I was writing really quickly, so it was just whatever. I wrote annoys me because when those two were just trying to talk. That's it. He was like, no, I want to know exactly what you're sorry for. Making her sweat a little bit. And here go Kelly, Brad. And he's like, no, Kelly, I really want to know because if somebody didn't falsely accuse me and got me sent to question it, I want to know what you're sorry for too, okay? So he wasn't being too hard. Like I said, making her sweat. And so Kelly's like, Brad. And he's like, what, Kelly? I want to know what exactly she's apologizing for. And she goes, can't you see she doesn't feel well? True, but she was okay. It ain't going to hurt to answer a couple questions. You know what I mean? So I was like, Kelly, just butt out. You're annoying me. I don't really got a problem with her except for the fact she broke the Jedi's heart. That's the brother there. But come on, Kelly, and step back a few. Okay, just a few. So sorry, you guys. And she goes, I'm really sorry. And he goes, and no, when Kelly says she's not feeling well, he goes, does she feel as bad as I felt being hit over the head with the bottle? And so Marcy is like, yes, I'm really sorry that I accused you of this. I should have knew it wasn't you. Pretty much, I know you. I should have trusted you, okay? And then so Kelly goes, there you have it, and brings her some tea. She goes, now we can move on. He goes, no. He goes, there's more. And then Kelly's like, Brad, come on. She's like, no, it's fine. She goes, I know you're mad. I'm sorry for thinking this was you. And he goes, are you really sorry? And she goes, yes. So he's like, he goes, it's fine. Like, he doesn't even care. And she's like, no, it's not. I should never accuse you. Really trying to, like, they're dating. I think they're dating. I declare it. And so he's just like, well, clearly you don't know me at all. And she's like, no, no, I do know you. It was just a game of cat and dog. He kind of wanted the chase. Well, you don't know me at all. Yes, yes, I do. You know, it was very much, it was that. And he's still kind of being, you know, of course you're mad about it, but at this point it was just that pettiness. He liked to kind of see her. And she was like, no, I do know you. It's just there's a lot going on. Random, the baby being taken. And he's like, yeah, I know. And she goes, and you coming in with the mud on your boots and you're not giving me any straight answers. He goes, I gave you all the straight answers you wanted. Like, what are you talking about? She goes, look, I'm sorry, all right? And then he's like, I'm going to take a nap. She goes, why are you doing that? Like, why are you going to try and act like you don't care? Because she just told him the baby and them is taken. I'm stressed about that. You know, I need to find out where they're at. And he goes, you know what? I'm going to take a nap. She goes, don't act like you don't care. She goes, you know her parents are racist, right? You know, especially her father. And she goes, how you not going to be worried about him, the baby, about Alex even? And he goes, you know why? Because they're going to be fine. She goes, come on, you know her parents. They're not going to be okay. He goes, I'm going to check on, he goes, as a matter of fact, I'm going to check on the kids. Because he was going to go back to the apartment. At first, I thought that was why she said, don't you dare. Because she already told him several times, you need to kick rocks, buddy. So, then she tells Kelly pretty much, I get why he's mad. Kelly is like, no, girl, he really needs to stop. There's too much going on tonight. I was kind of like, okay, Kelly, calm down because you weren't interrogated for hours and hours. So Kelly's like, yeah, I get that he's tired and all that, but we've been up for hours too because this night has been so crazy. And then Marcy's like, I'm going home. She says, no, don't. You know, we're friends. You don't need to be alone. She's like, no, I'm going. You need to eat something. She literally ate like a couple crumbs of lettuce. I was like, come on, Marcy. Off of like a whole sub that Kelly made her. She probably didn't want to eat it because she thought there was poison in it. Oh, yeah. The feeling is mutual, girl. I'm not mad at you. So Marcy, it just is like, no, I need to get out of here. Kelly's like, wait a minute, what did the doctor say? She goes, oh, you know, she just said I was tired. And what else? Oh, that I need to that I need to eat. Oh, what else? That my blood pressure's high. She goes, well, how high? She goes, it's fine. It really doesn't matter. And then she tells her she needs to go call the FBI. Why can't you call the police? No, girl, just trust me. I can't call the police. Okay. Leaves, walks over to Randall's. Okay. I'm going to make sure I didn't miss anything. I don't think I did, but let me know. Okay. Walks over to Randall's house. There's blood all up the sidewalk. And she's already psyched out by that. Goes in and just looks, tries to turn on the light. The light not even working. Okay. She starts crying uncontrollably. And at one point when she's crying, she says, Randall, like, what happened? Like, how did this happen? What happened? You know, and she's crying hysterically. Powerful, powerful tears coming from that actress. Powerful, powerful. You see. Heather Hemmings, yeah, she's actually Costa Rican. Then, just random. Then we switch back to Kelly. Brad is coming down the stairs. She's like, Kelly, he goes, no, she's like, sorry. She's like, Brad, please. He's like, don't, Kelly. I'm not in the mood for this. I'm trying to go home. And so he's coming down the stairs and she's like, no, you know, I know you're mad, but could you please go? Marcy just went over to Rando's house, well, their house. And he goes, did she? And she's like, yeah, I need you to go over there. He's like, I can't. I'm tired. I've been at the station, like, for all these hours. I want to go home. She was like, I get it, Brad. We're all tired, but could you please? I think she's in danger over there. You need to go over there. He goes, what do you want me to do? Like, pretty much how you think she gonna listen to me? Why? You know, I just want to go home. And so she's just saying, I want to get as far away as possible. No. Sorry about that. That's not my bad. Yeah. She goes, could you please just go get her? And so he just walks out. She goes, so are you going to go get her? And, you know, he's already out of there. He goes over. She's still on the floor crying uncontrollably. Brad comes to come. He's like, come on, Marcy. She goes, no. Like, who would do this? Who's sick enough to do this? He goes, Alex's parents. And she goes, this is Randall's blood. This is Randall's blood. And he goes, yeah, it is. Like, he was so, like, I didn't really expect him to be, oh my God, I'm so sad. But it was kind of just like, yeah, it is. You know, we know he's a war veteran, so he's not freaked out at all. And then she starts freaking out even more when he goes, yeah, it's his blood. Like, yeah, for she said, oh my God. And she grabs him, but he's kind of like, all right, girl, calm. You know, did y'all get that vibe from him? Like, all right, it's not that serious. Just Randall. You know what I mean? Because he is really over Alex and Randall. Like, of course, he still loves her, but not in the same way Marcy is really still loving Randall right now. She is giving me vibes that she might even be interested in working the relationship out. Do you guys think that maybe she thinks the baby is Randall's? And that's maybe why, because she was real strong in the moment talking to that doctor. My husband is in trouble and I have, you know what I mean? So she's saying, here's how it goes. Look, do you have the address? Because I need to go over there. Come on, Brad. Tell me something. Tell me something, Brad? Tell me something. And he goes, Marcy. She goes, please. Do you have the address? Do you know the address? He goes, yes, I do. She goes, give it to me. He goes, I can't. She goes, why not? You know, she's like, you know, come on, take me there. He goes, no, my kids are right next door. She goes, then I'll go. Come on, like, give me the address. And he's like, no, Marcy, I'm not going up there. I'm not going up there, and neither are you. He goes, I'm trying to get, she goes, then why can't you just go and I'll stay and watch the kids? And he's like, no, I'm trying to stay as far away from there as possible. And she's like, then come on, can we just go? Like, and he goes, again, my kids. And she's like, Kelly is watching your kids. Like, come on, you just don't want to go. And he goes, no, I don't want to go. And she goes, I know you hate Randall, but do you really think... She goes, and I know he's an awful person, but does he really deserve death? Does he deserve to be killed in the animal like a street? In the street like an animal? And I had to think about it for a second. I said, does he? No, I know he don't. You know. Maybe he deserves to be beat down a little bit, but definitely not by no white racists. Okay, we're over that. Okay, we just call a bunch of brothers in and they beat him down. Okay, with love, and be like, brother, never do this bull again, and go ahead and lead on a good sister and do all this. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what you get. All right. So we just need to have the rescue crew come in with the white racists and be like, nah, you guys have overstepped. And then they get beat down, right? They take Randall and they take him on their own brother turf, and they beat him down there. And they say, brother, don't do this again. Because, yeah, we going to come save you if some racists come in, but we going to beat you down afterward. Oh, yeah, that's what I told Tyler. I said, Tyler, write that in. Tyler said, no, we don't want to make it a race thing. I said, Tyler, when you bring on Alex's parents, it is a race. When you have Eddie, it's a race thing. Okay, so it's a little late. We're late. Anyway, sorry about that. It's not that kind of video. So he goes, listen, I don't want to get involved. You know, she goes, we're already involved. That's my husband, your wife. She's like, come on, man. Like, let's just go. Can we just go? And wait. And he goes, Marcy, like, we can't go. She goes, can you please go? Please, just go check it out, see what's going on. He goes, Marcy, no, I'm sorry, I can't. I don't want to go. I don't want to go up there. And why don't you just let the police handle it? She goes, police like what? Like Eddie? She goes, come on, you can't, you know, Eddie, you can't let this happen. Come on, you got to do something. And he's like, Marcy, I'm sorry, I can't. And she goes, come on, you told me you stood up to them once. You told me. He goes, yeah, and her mother fired a gun at me, and her father don't like me. I can't go up there. And she's kind of saying, like, I know you're not scared. And she goes, yeah, but you're... And then he goes, yeah, sorry, let me calm down. Whew, brain is going faster than how I can speak. He's saying, what did he say? Oh, yeah, he's saying Randall does not deserve my help. He just don't deserve my help. You know that. And she's like, yeah, but does he really deserve to be killed by your father-in-law? And you know how vicious and cruel he is. Does he really deserve that? And he goes, and she goes, listen, if he dies, I'm never going to forgive you for this, because, and he goes, it's not my fault. She goes, you're trying to stop me from going, because at one point she gets up because he's just like, no, I'm not going. And she goes, okay. He's like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm looking for the purse. He goes, well, it's not going to be here. This is a crime scene. They took everything. And so she's like going through her phone. He's like, what are you doing? She's like, tax records. I should have thought of this before. I'm a real estate agent. I could pull up like where their address and stuff like that. He goes, they don't pay taxes? And she's like, I'll figure it out. I can. And he's like, Marcy, just let it go. She's like, no, I can't. And guess she was like, I'm going. I'm just going to go. And he's like, no, I'm not going to let you go. And he's, you know, maneuver so she can't get up. And she goes, you know what? If he dies, I will never forgive you for this. I will never. And he goes, it's not my fault. She goes, yeah, but you're stopping me from doing everything I can to protect him. You're stopping me from doing that. And he goes, are you sure this is about the baby? Because she goes, if you're not going to do it for him, do it for the baby. And he's like, are you sure you just don't care about Randall? And she's just like, move out of my way. And she's like, what did she say? I'm sorry. Woo. Okay. And yeah, she goes, get out of my way. And he goes, why? She goes, because you still love him. She's just like, get out of my way, get out of my way. She doesn't answer the question. So he's telling her, I'm not going to let you go into harm's way. And then he eventually tells her, he goes, you know what? Okay, because she's not going to stop. He goes, I'll go. And she goes, no, you can't. You're not going to go. You're not going to do everything you can to save him. And he goes, do you really want to doubt me again? Because remember, falsely accused. She goes, no. And he's like, okay, listen, I'll go for you. And she goes, all right, hurry back. And he's like, I don't have a car. She goes, that's fine. Gets the keys out, gives him her car. And then she goes, be safe, be careful, and all that. And they kiss on the lips. Because she kind of tried to cheek him, but he was like, and kind of, no, girl, you better come here. I'm about to go risk my life. Give me a kiss. It was very much like they're dating. I get that vibe from them now. I'm declaring them bracy, as people are calling them. I don't like that. They're a nice couple. I don't mind them. That's cute. Okay. Then we switch to Nat and Joey. Okay, so she's still sitting there, wake up, Joey. Wake up. Okay, you're spending a lot of money in here that we don't have. All right. It's Lucien comes in. She goes, he's still breathing. And then she tells Lucien, he goes, yeah, I can see that. And she goes, yeah, the doc said 24 hours. And, so he's up, he's doing good. Now, he's not up, but, he's still breathing and stuff. She goes, and if he makes it through another 4 hours, his chances for recovery immediately go up. Okay. So Lucien is like, yeah, I know, he told me. And she goes, I never looked at the clock so hard in my life. And the time is going by so slow. He's like, yeah, but think about it like this. Every minute that goes by, the better he's getting. So I think that's where the title of the episode came in. Every minute counts. And they inspired the episode last week too. When Joey, and she goes, come on, Joey, we got a room for you. Appreciated that. Jedi pointed that out. Because I heard them say it, but it didn't click for me. Okay. And then she goes, you look stressed out. He goes, no, I'm fine, She goes, why your phone keep ringing? He's like, work. And she goes, you need to go get up out of here. Come on. He's like, no, I'm not leaving you. She's like, please. She goes, I don't mind being alone. He's like, yeah. And he's like, we need to fix that. She goes, that ain't gonna change overnight. He goes, oh, I wish. She was like, but you could do me a favor. Call my sister and ask her, are the kids doing okay? He's like, okay, but the kids are probably asleep. And she's like, now that I think about it, the disc might be over there. He goes, what? She goes, yeah, remember the day, I had put it in there? Well, they were making their lunch. Now that I think about it, they maybe thought it was something and got it out of the bird box and took it to her house. And he was like, well, that's interesting that you thought about that now, but that's not important, And she's like, come on, Lucien. And he's like, it's not. The only thing that's important is, you and Joey. That's my brother, Lou. And so she's like, come on, man. I need you to get up out of here, do something, because you're driving me crazy. Just checking on me every 5 minutes. I need you to get me some space, pretty much. Give me some space. Okay? Give me some space. So we don't really see him leave. He kind of just stands there and we switch to another scene. Because like I said, once the phone rings, she's like, come on, man, get your phone and stuff. So then, wait a minute. Yeah, then we switch to Andrew. Okay, we got Alex in the car. He's like, are you okay? Because she's crying. She's like, obviously I'm not okay. Like, really? And he goes, she goes, can we just go? Like, and he's telling her no. He's like, I'm sorry, but we can't go without backup. If something goes wrong, I don't want to get in trouble for it. I'm sorry. She goes, do you have kids? He goes, no, but I have one on the way. She goes, my newborn was snatched out of my house. And people want to kill him because he's half black. That was I didn't really need that. Up until that point, everybody was calling a baby black. Now we get a half black. Yeah. Just wanted to point that. It's not important. Just wanted to point that out. She goes, because he's half black, everybody wants to kill him. She goes, can we just help me? Can we please just go? And what are they about to do? As they're about to pull up, he's like, okay, fine. Backup shows up. Backup. And so she's like, no, please come on. He's like, okay, look, all I'm going to do, I'm going to go fill the backup in, and then we're good to go. We can leave. He gets out of the car. What does he do? And they did this little dramatic thing. I was over it because we knew it was him. They did the camera was focused in on the cop door when Eddie opened the door. Big Sugar, opened the door. And then they didn't want us to know. We already knew it was Eddie Tyler. We didn't need all that. And then he gets up and it's supposed to be this big. I was over it. Just, you know what I mean? I'm thinking, is Pablo Escobar getting out the car? Is that what we're doing? You know what I mean? I wasn't really, and I was just like, oh, it's Eddie. Like, I knew it. Anyway, so Eddie gets out the car, trying to, oh man, you surprised to see, like, just that fake thing you already know I'm surprised to see you. So let us not try to act like every move I make means I'm scared. I mean, in Andrew's case, it is, but he just does that. I hate that. Anyway, Andrew is like, oh, you know, I thought they were sending more local backup. He goes, no, it's just me. And then Andrew he was like, this is the officer. Sorry. This is Officer Simmons. He's like, no, man, put the radio down. Your radio don't even work out here. Put the radio down. And he goes, nope, nobody can hear you out here. So you're going to have to depend on me. I'm going to have to depend on you. He was like, now tell me what you got. And he goes, he goes, no, man, just come on, tell me what you... He was like, you got a girl in the car? He goes, yeah. He goes, and what did she say? He's like, she said her kids, that's how he was acting. Her kid got kidnapped by her parents, and she knows where they are. And he's like, all right, well, let's take care of it. He goes, no, we need local backup. We're out of our jurisdiction. And you know that. He goes, here's what I know. He goes, I don't even think I got it. Wait a minute. I think he was just like, get out of my way. Yeah, because I wrote, I don't think so. I'm not leaving. Oh, yeah, he tries to tell him. He goes, you know what? I'm going to handle this. Why don't you just go ahead? I've got it. He goes, no, I'm not leaving. Like, he was like, oh, you're not leaving? Really? You're not? Shh. And just like, y'all didn't even see that come, right? Y'all got freaked out when I did that? That's how he did it. And I didn't even know what it was. I was like, what is that? And then I figured because his reaction to it. He maced him. So Andrew is falling to the ground and all of this, and here's Eddie, you know, just, oh, you little slow to draw, huh? You slow to draw? Talk about, you know, he didn't pull the gun quick enough. He's like, oh, man, you should have listened the first time when I told you to go. And steps over him. He's like, man, you should probably get up and try and wash your eyes out, huh? You should have listened a little slow on that draw, huh? A little slow on that draw? Didn't appreciate him. Walks over Andrew, goes to the car. Again, this was overly dramatic. You should have already been checking the rear view and the side mirror to see what's going on. Eddie tries to creep up on Alex, you know what I'm saying? Pink Panther style, you see. It wouldn't have done anything for me. I would already been like, Eddie, what are you doing? And I would have seen everything that happened. And I'm sorry, if I was her, I would have already been put the key in the ignition. I'd have been out of there because I don't have time for this. I wouldn't have even thought nothing of it. I would have just been like, oh, Eddie's on his BS today. I'm getting the F out of here. First of all, the condition was that Eddie was not coming out here. Did Alex know? Ooh, something going on with my chest. Wait. Ooh, that pained me, y'all. I don't know. I'm feeling some pain up in here. My bad. Yeah, anyway, remember she had asked Andrew, oh, Eddie's not coming, is he? And he said no. So, yeah, Eddie creeps up on her, and he's in the window. Well, he was literally tiptoeing, like, to the side of the car, because she's on the passenger side. He's coming around the driver's side, which still, I would have detected that. You know what I mean? And so she's like, what's up? Do we have backup or what? And he kind of leans, like, how guys know how the door is set up? It was like, he put his hands where the window is, because the window was all the way down, and leaned down. So you could be like, well, hey, you know. And he kind of does. And he's like, where are you going? And she goes, Eddie. And then she's like, no, like, you know, I need to get up out of here. And so he's saying, just get out the car. Just get out. And she's like, no. He's like, I'm gonna ask you again. I need you to calmly get your ass out the car. And she's like, Eddie, you need to stop. You know he's got my baby. And he was like, does he? Does like trying to act like he doesn't know? You know he got the baby. And then cause he, again, I'm trying to. So Randall, he knows he has Randall. So he's like, all the mess that you caused, you're not even gonna let Rusty kill Randall. He's like, no, you're not gonna get in the way of that. You're gonna allow Rusty to kill that son of a bee. And she goes, you know he's got my son. He goes, oh, does he? Does he really? And he goes, that should be the last thing you're worried about right now. You need to be worried about getting your ass out this car so you make it out of here alive. Because he's holding the gun to her head. He goes, if you don't get out, I'm going to ask you one more time. If you don't get out, I'm going to blow your freaking head off. And you know I'll do it. I don't think he would have done that. I know that's a lot, saying a lot for him, but he wouldn't have. He's too... I don't even know the word for it. I just don't think he would have done it. Because he seems like that person that will want her to live through the pain of, if that was to happen, Randall dying, because she is going to have to live with the guilt. And so I don't think he would have did it out of love or any, oh, that's my cousin. No, I just don't think he would have shot her. So he's telling her, get out the car. So and he goes, I'm gonna blow your head off. And she goes, well, you're gonna have to use that gun on me. And he goes, get your BASS out the car now. Boy, I'll come out and drag you. She was like, if you even dare lay a hand on me. And then he pulls the gun again. Get out of the car. So she's like, that's it. Nice and easy. Nice and easy now. You know, and she's coming out and she sees the keys still in the ignition. So she kind of slides out and gets the doors open and everything. She didn't act too quick or anything. I give her this, you know, when she was crying, there was no tears. He opens the door and he's like, all right. And then he puts the gun down because like she's getting out the car. And she sits there for a second. Key in the ignition. She starts driving off and close the door. And he tries to get in there and stop it. She's driving. He freaking skidded. And he fell out the car. I said, at least we got something. I was still over it. It wasn't enough. Okay. So, yeah, he freaking tried to stop her and failed. Okay. It fell flat and it failed, Tyler. It failed. All right. So, he's getting up. And he was like, it's too late. He was like, you drag me all you want, B. But he was like, that son of a B is dead. He was like, he's dead. And he laughing. He all coughing it up. You know, I'm like, okay, wait a minute now. Is he a smoker? Now, okay, so he got up and was walking over to him. He was like, oh, now you didn't got your ass up. You think you big and bad. You want to be a hero? Because Andrew all standing up, got the gun out. I'm thinking, so I'm like, oh, this is a twist of events because how they played it on the previews, how they kicked it to us on the preview was Eddie shot Andrew before he went over to Alex's car. So when I was like, oh, he maced him, so he's still intact, but obviously he maced him and went over there. I'm like, what if Andrew shoots Eddie? But then I think I'm not mad at Tyler because I think he chose not to go with Andrew shooting Eddie because we've already had Eddie shot and live, right? So if he gets shot again and then lives, it's kind of like, really, Tyler? It would be a waste of time. So I almost appreciate that Tyler did not do that, even though I was like, Andrew, shoot him. Andrew, shoot him. I was like, if he doesn't get killed off right now, it don't really do nothing because we've already had him shot. We've already had the scare. So it's kind of like, you know what I mean? So he didn't do that. So instead, it was this whole cat and mouse, and he gets up and he's like, "What you gonna do? You gonna shoot me?" Andrew's he's like, "You can't even see, man," because Andrew is literally, you know what I mean? He's all over. And so Eddie's like, I don't think you're going to shoot. He was like, you know why? Because you're a nobody, Rook. You're a nobody. He's like, Eddie, stop. Eddie, stop. He was like, have you lost your mind? He was like, a long time ago, man. I lost my mind a long time ago. He's like, I don't think you're cut out for this job. I don't think you're cut out for this. You can't do this. He was like, what you want to do, man? What you want to do? You going to shoot me? He was like, because the only way you're going to stop me is if you shoot me dead. Because he's like, you're not going to follow her. You're not going to follow her. And he goes, what do you mean I'm not going to follow her? She took your car. He's like, what you going to do? You going to stop me? He was like, the only way you're going to stop me is if you shoot me dead, man. So you better shoot me. You better shoot me. And so he's like, come on, Eddie, please, man. So he's like, oh, man, I'm about to go get my gun, and draws his. And he's like, see, now two men, two guns. Who got the guns to pull it? And he goes, see, you want to know how to do it, man? You're not easy pulling that trigger, man. He was like, it's just nice and easy. And then he even has time to go behind Andrew. And Andrew just puts his gun down at one point. He goes behind Andrew. He goes, see, man, because he clicks it. And he goes, it's locked and loaded, man. You hear that? You hear that? He was like, all right, man, I'm going to show you how to do it. Nice and easy, just like this. boom, and shoots him right through the shoulder. So he on the ground now. Eddie like, oh, stings at first, man, huh? Stings, right? It stings. So he's like, why you always in my business? Why you always in my business? This kind of went long. I was over it. It was foreplay for Eddie. And because we know he's sugary. So it was just, he was like, what you want to do, man? Now you want to work for me? Now this is what you want to do? Now the set and the third? Now all this, you know? And he's just like, should I let you live? Should I let you? He was like, now here's how we gonna say it went down. He's like, we're gonna say we ran into Rusty and his boys, had a big shootout, and I had your back. And he's like, what you say, Andrew? What you say? He was like, yeah, man, whatever you say, whatever you say. He was like, say that again. He's like, whatever you say, man. He was like, or we can say it was such a big shootout, man. I couldn't do anything. You just got shot, and I didn't have backup, so I had to leave you here. No, wait a minute. I don't think it was spun like that. No, he said Rusty and his boys got you, man. I didn't have a choice but to go back. They got you. He's like, no, Eddie, please, Eddie, please. He was like, I'll do whatever you want. He was like, what's that again? What's that? He was like, I'll do whatever you want. He was like, huh, now that's what I'm talking about. Maybe you could work for me. He was like, you ever want to see your girlfriend again? You ever want to live a normal life? Stay out of my business. And then he goes, you know what? Then again, I might just kill you. And then he's like, shoots him in the leg. Pop! Just right in. He's like, oh, God, man. He's like, oh, see, if Lucian was here, he shoots you right in the vest, huh? But that shoulder and leg thing, man, he's like, that's all me. That's all me, man. He was like, I want you to feel the pain. I want you to feel the pain, but not Lou. And, and gets in the car, all right? And he's like, I hope you make it home safely, man. And gets in the car and drives his redneck, racist, sugary ass off into the night. Okay? It was just off into the night. Then we switched to Rando at Rusty's. Now, y'all know I don't mess with Rando heavy, okay? But I will mess with Rando over all these racists in our midst, all right? So, Rando is there on his knees. Y'all know they busted him in the head with that shovel a couple episodes ago. So, he blooded down, to the T. He on his knees. They got him wrapped up, and he's like, please, please. And he was like, he was like, shut up, boy. He goes, don't hurt my son. Don't hurt my son. And he goes, your son? He goes, you raped my daughter, didn't you? You raped her. He goes, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. And he goes, sir. And he's like, oh, sir. He was like, so now I'm sir. You're not so uppity now, are you? I wish I could do the country draw, y'all. I want to, but I'm not. I want to, but I'm already too silly. And he goes, I'm sorry. He goes, I'm sorry. He goes, you're sorry for what? He was like, please just don't hurt my son. He goes, your son is your sin. No, that's not funny. That's not funny. And he goes, sorry. He goes, we're going to hang you. And then we're going to feed you to them gators. He goes, please don't. He was like, oh, now you're begging me? He goes, don't beg me. Don't beg me for your life. It's pathetic. He goes, but he was like, first you're going to ask my forgiveness. Then you're going to ask the Lord's forgiveness. He goes, well, come on, boy. He goes, forgive me. He goes, I can't hear you. He goes, forgive me. He goes, what's my name, boy? He goes, Rusty. He goes, Mr. Rusty to you. And he's like, please, man, please. And he goes, now what you're going to do is, he's like, you're going to tell everyone here that you raped my daughter. He goes, but I did. He was like, you embarrassed my daughter. And we don't like that. So you could tell her family, her cousins, everybody here that you raped her. He goes, but I didn't. He goes, no. Tell the truth, boy. Tell the truth, boy. Tell the truth. He goes, tell them that you raped her. And that B child, he called him a B-A-S-T-A-R-D. I can't say it, y'all. He was like, that B child is a part of your sin. He goes, I raped your daughter. He goes, and that B child is a part of your sin. He goes, and he goes, you call that boy a B. And he's hesitant. He sits there for a minute. He's like, and that B child is a part of my sin. Is a part of that rape. He goes, now ask for my forgiveness. He goes, He goes, boy, what's my name? He goes, Mr. Rusty, please forgive me. He was like, now ask the Lord's forgiveness. He goes, Lord, please forgive me. He was like, now can I please have my son? He was like, nah, boy, you can't have nothing but death. He goes, no, please, please. He was like, get that boat ready and get that thing ready to toss into the water, talking about the baby. Didn't appreciate that. Didn't appreciate that. He goes, no, please don't, please don't. He's like, and I'm going to make you watch when we throw that baby into the water. So you know, that's what you get for looking at a white woman, son. He goes, times haven't changed. Tyler hit it right on the nail. Because you know that's what they be thinking. Low key, times haven't changed, boy. That's what they be thinking when they see a brother with a white woman. For so much as looking, we don't even want to talk about Emmett Till. Because it's not that kind of video. Look, all I'll say is Tyler killed it. And these Rusty in Virginia, nicely casted because I'm ready to kill them. Okay, that's how you know they're doing a nice job. Alright, they're really embodying the character. Nicely done, hatefully so. You understand? Very, very good episode. Like I said, we didn't have a lot of scenes, but the ones we did, they ran long. Sorry that this, in a good way, sorry this review definitely ran long. And I'll be right here next week for episode 11, the finale. Does anybody know if it's an hour and a half? I'm guessing not, because Tyler usually advertises that, and that has not been. But like I said, the haves and the have-nots little cover they showed us. I'm ready for my haves and the have-nots January 3rd. Don't forget to tune in and watch it. This was a very good episode. Okay, so I'm going to try and do my shout-outs next week. I'm going to try. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I really do. Okay. If I am, please leave it down there. Let me know. But like I said, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you to all my subscribers, all the people who support me. Thank you guys so much. It is your girl, Jada J. I'll be right here. You know, Thanksgiving is this week. Y'all hope y'all have a nice Thanksgiving. You know, I'm about to be eating it up. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to be tired, taking a nap. I'm telling you, even thinking about it, I'm full. Baked mac and cheese, collard green. Anyway, have a nice Thanksgiving, everybody. Appreciate everybody. It is your girl, Jada J. Y'all know the drill. I gotta go to school tomorrow. It's your girl, Jada J. Peace.